Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Flag Day presentation. I love our Flag Day presentation because it's a time when you get to be a part of that ceremony, we get to hear some great speakers, and we get to talk about something really important, and that is about our flag. The flag you see up on the wall is not just a piece of cloth. It is also a symbol. It is not just about the material that's on the wall, it's what it means. Did you know our flag didn't always look like that? In 1776, our flag looked very different, and we're going to listen to some speakers tell us about why that is. We're going to learn a lot about different parts of the flag and different parts about our history and why it is such an important symbol, so much so that it's copied around the world, because people want to have a little bit of some of the success that the United States has had based on some of those ideas. So to start, we need to welcome our flag. So we're going to welcome our flag by welcoming our color guard. Our color guard is Howie Sexton, who is a cadet with the U.S. Navy Sea Cadets. Please stand, put your hand on your heart, and welcome our American flag. While we continue standing with our hand on our heart, we're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Can we give a round of applause to our color guard, Howie Sexton? So today we're going to get to hear a little bit from you. You have a song that you're prepared to sing today, is that true? Yeah. Excellent. And we're also going to learn a lot from our speakers today. Sometimes it can be a little tough to speak up in front of everybody, so I want to make sure we're going to be the best audience for them. Can everybody show me that you're sitting crisscross applesauce? Can we make sure the spoons are in the bowl? Should our voices be on or off? Okay, good job. And we're going to give full attention and full respect, make sure we're facing our speakers, facing the people as they come up to the microphone. When we think about the flag, sometimes we just think, okay, it's something waving in the breeze, we see it kind of off on the side, and we don't often think about the history of all the things that have had to happen to make the country that we live in such a wonderful place. There are so many places around the world. They all have different flags. Lots of countries have flags. They may be different colors. Some of them are different shapes. Some of them are different sizes. But they all mean something to them. It's a symbol of what the country is standing for, what it means. And in America, our flag started as a symbol that the idea that we don't have to have a king telling us what to do. In the old days, one person told everybody in the country what to do. And now we have a new idea in America. We have an idea that everybody, we the people, all the people who can grow up to become voters, can say how the country should be run, and what's good, and what's right, and what's the way that we should do things. Just like the flag has changed over time. In 1776, it looked very different, and some of our speakers are going to talk about that, so I won't share that. But it did look very different when we started this country. But just like the flag, our country has changed, and we continue to change. We continue to make new rules and new laws and try to make our country even better than the generation before. So I'd like to start by welcoming our first speaker from Mrs. Johnson's class in 3rd grade. Jack is going to talk about what do the stars, stripes, and colors of our flag represent. Welcome, Jack.
On June 14, 1777, the Constitutional Congress passed an act of establishment on an official new flag for the United States of America. In 1888, Congress declared that the number of stripes would always be 13 for the 13 colonies, and the number of stars would match the number of states. The flag changed as more states were added. Some people call the flag Old Glory, others call it Stars and Stripes. Legend says that Betsy Ross sewed the first flag The national flag of the United States of America is a symbol for all Americans all over the world. Every day, millions of American children recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Our flag makes me feel proud of our country and those who fought for our freedom.
Thank you, Jack. Next up, we're going to welcome Katie, who's going to talk from Mrs. Coyle's class. And she's going to talk about what did the first American flag look like compared to today's American flag. Katie, come on up.
On June 14, 1777, the United States government passed the first Flag Act, making the flag that represented the 13 colonies the official flag of the United States. The first American flag had 13 white stars with a blue background and 13 red and white stripes. Many people believe Betsy Ross might have sewn the first American flag, and others think Francis Hopkinson deserves some credit for the flag, because he helped design a lot of the United States symbols and seals. Since the original American flag, our country has grown from 13 to 50 states. Today's American flag still has 13 stripes that represent the 13 original colonies, and 50 white stars which represent our 50 states.
Thank you, Katie. Up next from Mrs. Shirelli's class, we have Kaylee, who's going to talk about flag etiquette.
Today we will talk about flag etiquette. Etiquette means the proper way to handle something. The flag should be flown in or near a school. The flag should not be flown outside in bad weather. The flag should not touch the ground. The flag should be flown by voting places on election day. The flag should be treated with love and respect.
Thank you, Kaylee. Up next from Mrs. Forsythe's class, Sophia is going to talk about why is the flag always folded in a special way. Sophia, come on.
The flag folding ceremony is centered on respect. The ceremony represents the same religious principles in which our country was originally founded on. In the ceremony, the flag is lowered, folded, and kept under watch overnight as a tribute of our nation's honored dead. The flag is folded 13 times. Each fold has a specific and different representation. As a brief overview, the first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The third fold is made in honor and tribute of a veteran departing our ranks, and who gave a portion of his or her life for the defense of our country to attain peace. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is through the armed forces that we protect our country and our flag against all enemies. The ninth and 10th folds are in honor of womanhood and fathers. The last fold, when the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God We Trust."
Thank you, Sophia. Up next, we have from Mrs. Morrow's class, Isabel Held, who's going to talk about who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner and why.
This is the story of the national anthem. The person who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner was a poet, a person that writes poems. His name was Francis Scott Key. The British soldiers arrested his friend. So that's when Francis and a friend of his got on the British boat. The British tied Francis's boat to the British boat because Francis knew too much about the British's attack plan. So he watched the war. The bombs burst in mid-air, and when the war was over, only one flag was left. Was it America's flag or the British? It was America's. We won a free country. The poem was in the newspapers and became a song. That's how the national anthem was born. We sing it at games and in school. That is the story of the national anthem.
Thank you so much. At this time, I understand that you have been working on a song of your own, have you not? I can't wait to hear it, so I'm going to welcome up our music staff to lead us in the singing of "Is It My Flag?" My Flag. Thank you very much. That was a beautiful song. I really appreciate that. Did you know our national anthem has something that no other national anthem in the world has? It's the only one in the entire world that begins and ends with a question. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? And it ends in, does the flag still wave? And I think that's really kind of appropriate for our country, because our country is a country that started with a great bold idea to let everybody become in charge of the country that they run and to make decisions for their own life. And now it's up to you. What country do you want it to be? Where will you take our country? How will you make it a little bit better than for the next generation? At this time, I want you to turn to your teachers and wait for your dismissal. Teachers, we can dismiss from the back, and if it's not raining, we can dismiss from the front. I'll let that be your choice. All right, so wait for your teachers for dismissal. Thank you very much.